What is up, POW fam? And my name is Paul POW, aka Paul POW, and welcome to round number 5 of Pawn POW, a chess series of Paul POW for Norway Chess. No, we're not the one organizing Norway Chess. We're just the one analyzing this game. So we're nearly halfway done in the Norway Chess 2026. Man, it was so quick after all. So this is a match between the world number 1 Magnus Carlsen and the World Fischer Random Chess Championship 2019, the inaugural World Fischer Random Chess Champion, Wesley. So Wesley is actually born in the Philippines, as you may have already know, but like around in 2010s, he went to become a U.S. citizen, and he's now representing the U.S. instead. So yeah, pretty much. So right now, we're gonna take a look on the classic FIDE World Fischer Random Chess Championship 2019 rematch in a traditional way, in a traditional style. Like you can see, it's really not in a Fischer Random format, but in a standard format. So but overall, this is a game between Magnus Carlsen and Wesley. So let's begin with Magnus playing with pawn to e4. Wesley goes with e5. Knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6. Okay, pretty much it's a traditional thing, but I would go for knight g5 all the time. But like sometimes they would do like this, and sometimes they would, oh golly. So somewhat they do like this, but sometimes when I do this to a weak player, I just do knight g5. But others no. Now I do d3, and then bishop c5, bishop g5, h6. Bishop h4, d6, pawn c3. I think it's going to prepare for this, but at the same time, there's also a knight move right there. So pawn a5, castles again, knight b2, bishop goes to a7, pawn a4, g5, bishop g3, king g7, rook e1, g4. So this knight is forced to make a move. So knight goes to h4, knight h5, knight goes to f1, queen g5, knight e3, bishop takes, rook takes, and then knight goes to f4, queen goes to e1, bishop e6, f3, h5, and then bishop goes to b5. Okay, I mean, I didn't know, like, why can't he do like this as well? Was thinking about that idea about bishop takes and then bishop pawn takes, and then there's a double pawn right over here. But instead, Wesley goes with pawn to h5, and then bishop e5, knight e7, pawn goes to d4, so threatening to go here, so it'll be forced to go to bishop to c8, so f6 to prepare for what's worse, to open this one. But I can say he could go for bishop b3 as well, which is kind of an interesting move to do like this or something, So, but just to make sure, he just puts with f6 and then rook d1, knight e g6, rook to d2, rook goes to f7, king goes to h1, king h7, d5, and then bishop exchange, knight f5, knight goes to e7, bishop to h4, queen g6, knight g3, queen h6, pawn c4, rook f8, rook b3, knight g6, knight f1, knight takes, queen takes. So as you can see, with knight f1, this bishop is like cannot be moved, so knight has to be moved to protect this bishop. So knight takes h4, queen takes h4, f5, queen goes to e1, f takes, queen takes, knight g6, pawn g3. Okay, so there's nothing to worry about because, oh, not this. Like this one to go for this and then takes it. Like takes, and then takes. So it's pretty much equal. So nothing to worry about. So rook df7, rook f2, so pretty much they're adding more tension in this position, which is crazy. So queen goes to c1, king g2, rook takes, pawn takes, rook takes, and queen takes b2, king h3, queen to d4, queen takes, e takes, rook takes f8, knight takes f8, king g2, knight e7, knight e2, knight e5, h3, king g6, king f2, king g5, king f1, king f6, king goes to f2, knight d3 check, king e2, knight b2, knight b3, king e5, knight takes, or Okay, now I see that it's pretty much the king is now in the center square for Wesley so it's pretty much like it's fully controlled now for Wesley so king goes to e4, g4, h takes, d3 check, king d2, b6, knight b3, knight takes c4 check, king c3, d2, king c2. Yeah, wait. Why did he do like this? And then takes and then takes. And then probably he's going to take this one. Yeah. This might be a draw or no, it's not gonna be a draw though. Not here. Not here. King d4. And maybe push pawn and then check and then king d3 and I'd say push pawn again. And right here I think it's gonna be a win for Wesley so I mean it could be. So knight c2, king c2, king takes d5, g5, king e5, and here in this position Magnus Carlsen resigned in this position, and pretty much it's an unavoidable. Like, even though he takes this one and then takes this, and takes this, and eventually he's going to take this one, and there's gonna be pawn, pass pawn. This pawn might be gone early. Like, it's really uncontrollable for the king, and this king will like help control these pawns over there. So, half of the tournament is officially finished. First round of the Norway Chess has officially concluded, and they're going to face each other again for rounds number 6 to 10 on Norway Chess 2026. So we're gonna see an exciting one as we set things up for Duo Davao 2026. Alright, POW fam, that's gonna be it for our Norway Chess here at Pawn POW Chess Series of Paul POW for round number 5. Thank you so much for watching, POW fam, and don't forget to subscribe on my main channel, Paul POW, and on Facebook as well, Paul POW. Do follow us as well. And for more fun at Galaxy, go check us out on my vlog channel, POW Vlogs, Twitch, X, TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and on Blue Sky. And yeah, it's gonna be June tomorrow, so I hope you get a great night of May. So we'll see you tomorrow for round number 6 here at Pawn POW Chess Series of Paul POW for Norway Chess. This has been Paul POW saying so long here at the Galaxy.